Hello everyone. Welcome back. Let's see if I can actually get this working. All that information, we should be getting straight into Planet Zoo. Hope y'all enjoy. Cool. Hopefully we can get into the Tri-State Zoo pretty quickly. Oh, hey, Origin. Oh, that reminds me, I should also turn that back on because I don't have someone in the... I'm not collabing, so I don't have to worry about someone else talking and then chat talking in my ear and at the same time someone else is chatting. It's very distracting, but now got everything here. So, hi there. I feel like this light, maybe if I make it brighter. But it might also just be a little bit toned down because of there actually being other light in the room right now. Sunlight. Wow, it's taking a long time to load into the zoo today. There we go. So my wife's going to be calling me soon, so we're not going to work on this just yet. In fact, I'm actually going to delete all of that. We'll be building that in a bit. But let's just work on some foliage in here, try and get as much foliage done as possible. Let's get our random rotation going, and let's just block off an area. Until, I think my wife's going to call me sometime around 7-ish. Yep. Been good. Been good. Oh, that's why it was reading it out twice. What? Why is it doing that? I wonder if it's because this. Let's see. Hey, Monkey's Tavern. Is this possibly being the problem? No. Alright, can someone try saying something now? It's reading it out loud twice for me. Alright, it's all fixed. Thank you, guys. So y'all saw the updated front here. It still needs decals. But I think this makes... I forgot that I needed to add barn doors to the front here, because otherwise it didn't quite make sense. I think we're also gonna have to do something here, because that just being there. So I moved that wall back here so that guests will be able to look at it like that. And I think that looks better. And then I moved the electronics panel here, which we still need to do a little bit of sprucing up there. But actually, we're having someone give us a veiled chameleon, so we'll probably build a veiled chameleon enclosure here to talk about invasive species of Florida. Someone's walking outside. We need a line to surface for now. We are going to work on the foliage for a bit, and then we'll work on the butterfly house for a bit, because it was split 50-50 on YouTube who wanted to see butterfly house versus only cougar house. So I'll build a bit for each. We should have plenty of time tonight. I am too. I'm very much trying to base it. Someone's here. There's no way I... Hold on 1 second, guys. I'm not expecting anyone, so I'm not gonna open it. Last time it was Mormons. I don't really want to deal with that right now. I don't know that it's Mormons, but I definitely saw someone walking around in our, like, cul-de-sac area. And I really don't want to talk to anyone who's just walking around in the cul-de-sac. There's no chance that it's going to be something good. Okay, so it must be someone I know, because they just hit me with the... Hey guys, sorry, 1 second. It's a garden guy, and it's maybe even worth doing. So give me a bit, and I'll put y'all on the be right back screen for now. Oh, shoot. Sorry, guys. You don't need to see weird picture of me. I hate salespeople. I hate salespeople. Oh, well, now my chat's not. Yeah. I kind of. Yep, they did. I think. I'd have to talk. I basically told him I couldn't make any decision. We are temporarily signed up for it, but I made sure that we have a way to cancel for no cost to us, because I'd imagine my wife doesn't want to change control providers, but I think it's a good deal, but definitely saw through a few of his sales techniques because I know a little bit about psychology. It was kind of funny because he was like, "Could you fill up my water bottle?" Yeah, I really do too. And I think that seems to be the current consensus, is that it's either North America or Africa. But he was like, "Can you refill my water bottle?" I was like, "Aha, I know what you're doing." The easiest way to make friends with someone is to ask for a favor. Fun fact. Fun little fact. But I'll be called talking to my wife tonight, and I'd imagine that she'll say that she's not interested. And hopefully I can just say, "Hey, we're not going to be pursuing this." Yeah, I think I covered both of those last episode, right? It is always easier to decline people over the phone as well. Be like, "Sorry, please take us out of the program. Not interested." Yeah. Alright, let's get on with it. I think some like southeastern forest could get some love as well. Red wolves. I think a North American porcupine would be a really good species. That's not southeast necessarily, but it could be covered in the taiga. But they do live in the Appalachians. I shouldn't have answered the door. He hit me with the... Yep, those would be the major... If they have those, then I think everyone's happy. I really don't... It seems weird to me that they would go Americas and then North America 2 packs over. I feel like a taiga animals pack might make more sense, but I really don't know. Also, what was the community event that they had a few weeks ago that everyone says makes it seem like it's going to be North America? Hmm. we'll make a thinner area of grass here. I don't really pay attention to the community challenges too much. Hey, Winnie G! I just survived a salesperson with only mortal wounds. It goes pretty well. I'm gonna be streaming really late tonight. In fact, so late that it will be early for you. No, pest control. No, bot. Yeah, because I didn't say no to him, really. I said, my wife, if I just made sure that there was an out that before they come, if we cancel, there's going to be no, like, charge. I made sure to clarify that, hey, if, 7 a.m.? I should be live, unless my old manness gets to me. I may not be an old man, but I certainly act like one sometimes. Oh, come on. Come over here and just, like, don't be aligned to surfaced. And then tomorrow I'll do a long live stream of my Minecraft server launch. Ah, shoot. I didn't update the question of the day. I was supposed to look up the question of the day. Hold on. Why am I getting conflicting? Alright, don't listen to Google AI because it's already lying to me. Okay, so that seems right, but then this says ah, thanks. Thanks so much. I thought my thing was supposed to get the Cougar dreams covered. Okay. I don't know who this is. I'm receiving a phone call from Maryland. I wonder if it's the... I don't think it's the pest control guys. I'm not answering. Stream elements being weird. Alright. Let me make sure that I've got... Alright, we should have the question of the day in on Twitch. Let me just update it in YouTube so that y'all can ask y'all's questions. There we go. Yeah, I know. If you want to, you can just guess the state. I feel like that's a little bit easier. (1909) in Arkansas. Anyone else want to put any guesses forward? Anyone else want to put in a guess? We'll give it just a few more minutes and then... My wife, while she's on the road to this bachelorette trip, saw a pretty nice looking whitetail buck. You're in... Oh, you meant Tennessee? Okay. Well, I think we can say now, wrong both times. The answer is... Yeah, the answer is in 1958 in Maine. Did I say 1958? It's 1938, if I did. Yeah, I mean, that kind of makes sense because, but you gotta remember the Eastern Cougar also lived in, like, California and stuff, so, But I got some conflicting reports, because two sites in that I saw in Alabama said that the last one in Alabama was shot in 1956 in Tuscaloosa County. But then Outdoor Alabama said they went extinct in the mid-1800s in Alabama. Most likely. So I trust Outdoor Alabama pretty well. No. No mountain lions in the Appalachians. The only population of mountain lions east of the Mississippi is in the Everglades. I think those are technically eastern cougars, but they were considered a separate subspecies until just now. I love the way those look sunk into the ground. Now, there's sightings somewhat frequently, but it's nothing's been confirmed. I mean, it is, for sure. Hey, stop it. But there's also sighters. Yeah, and there's also been quite a few sightings in Alabama of jaguarundi. And jaguarundi and ringtails are pretty common sightings here. So I might include those species. Though they're probably escaped pets, and ringtail might just be accidentals, though that's less common in mammals than it is in... Yeah, that's a possibility. Yeah, I mean, there could still be mountain lions there, but they've been declared... The eastern cougar has been declared extinct. Barring the Florida panther. If you cut it into small sections, it's not as bad to work on the foliage. I know there's going to be tons of stuff on the other side of the fence, but I don't really mind that much. That's a possibility as well. Anything's possible. Especially with cat species. There's also been plenty of wolf sightings, but probably abnormally large coyotes. Yeah, no, but I mean, that's the big argument about red wolves, are they just a hybrid? Yeah. People are wondering if red wolves even deserve their own species. Because they might just be wolf-coyote hybrids. In my opinion, they look pretty different enough that But speciation seems to be a big topic as of now. Where's... I assume that's supposed to be or are. You're good. Are you saying that's what red wolves are, as a hybrid of... Is that the current taxonomy on them? I haven't heard that. Let me see. At least on Wikipedia, they're still considered Canis rufus. Is the red wolf distinct from a gray wolf? They are, in fact, distinct species. At least that's what a 2019 study on red wolves is. Yeah, okay. So yeah, they are a separate species. Oh, talking about eastern wolves? You're saying there's... I assume you're saying talking. Yeah. You're saying eastern wolves are a subspecies of just regular gray wolves? I mean, that's true. I'm tired of foliage. We're moving on to Butterfly House. At first I wanted to do like a cloth, but we're still gonna go with it. Yeah, no, that's not true. Red wolves are not related to eastern wolves. In fact, also a fun fact is they found that red wolves predate coyotes in North America. Just saw that on a research paper. Actually, let's... Indonesian stone. Let's turn random rotation off. I mean, I believe it. Wolves aren't overly fond of coyotes. In fact, I'm pretty sure it was thought that the reason coyotes weren't very popular in the South for a long time was because wolves, eastern wolves, kept them in check in more desert environments. And then once wolves got extirpated, then that's when started getting coyotes east of the Mississippi. I mean, we do, but it won't work. Deer hunting's become too big of a thing here. It would kill wolves just so that they could continue to deer hunt. While I think it's dumb, that's one of the things that you would have to take into account is that it's just not going to work for populations in the east. Yeah, no, I mean, it's an issue for sure. I just don't know if people really will like the idea of deer. Or wolves. It's not working very great in Colorado. Yeah. It's one thing to introduce them to Yellowstone, and it's another to introduce them into rural areas that have a decent density of people. It's just not feasible. You'll probably be killing more wolves than you'd be saving. Sad fact, but conservation should also be people-minded. too often people care only about whether they can save the animal. Yeah, I know you don't. But here's the thing, conservationists have this problem a lot. Where they'll say they want to just do conservation, doesn't really matter if the local population wants it, or... But that's really just setting up the conservation to fail. I mean, we're going for a super simple structure here, I think. Just FYI. It's dumb, because it's like, y'all have got to work with the people that y'all are, like, introducing these animals to the area. That's why it didn't work in Colorado. They released a bunch of wolves. I'm sure you've heard about this. They released a bunch of wolves that were nuisance wolves from Oregon. And then that were known for killing cattle and other livestock. And released them into a bunch of cattle ranch area of Colorado. There's plenty of wild areas of Colorado they could have introduced them to, but they did a poorly planned out conservation effort. And they therefore have helped neither people nor wolves. A lot of them have been killed by hunters. And I mean, on the positive, you're going to get a lot of healthier deer. So, like, I think it can work. You just need to have it in places that are rural enough that it works. It can't be. Yeah, I know there's moose there as well. There's something just about when that just clicks right in. It's magical. Hold on. Wait a minute. This man's never had a deep fried Twinkie. Sorry, bud. I don't know if Canada's in a great spot either. But I don't want to do politics too much. Now's where we get a little bit more complicated with the yeah. I'm not gonna like that any better. This is where we're gonna get fun. Right here. This is something I've kind of had planned out in my head. I mean, I ain't saying this looks really cool, but this looks really cool. I think I might want to make these black, though. They look a little odd as the green. My friend who lives up in Michigan, he says that y'all are the worst. Y'all have no spicy food, apparently. Even y'all's Indian food isn't spicy. So there. Checkmate. I guess I'm not a big spicy food person. Wonder if we can desaturate this a bunch. That's pretty darn close. That is pretty darn close. I don't know. I haven't been to the Upper Peninsula, so I couldn't really say anything about that. Gosh. Oh my goodness. Stop that. Alright, guess we'll just have to do this the stupid way. I would say probably Vermont or Maine, or probably Vermont of those two is probably the best, I would say. Maybe some areas of North Carolina. North Carolina one's really pushing it. I would say Vermont's probably a good pick, as they've got some really rural areas. There's like 3 people and a moose in Vermont. Yeah, west. That's where my grandparents used to live. Now the totally not fun part. Let's sing if we could please, pretty please, grab all this. And not click that. We gotta take our time. I mean, yeah, but it'll be what it is. We just gotta not click when we see the select group or edit group, such and such. We gotta be a little bit slower, and it will make it go by faster. Balls! uh... Oh my gosh. So we'll probably build the frame of this thing, and then we'll work on the cougar habitat, and then we'll do some more foliage for the safari. Want to get as much done as possible. Let's select all the ones here. Work our way down. Maybe that's the way to go. We've made it through a major hurdle. Another major hurdle. We should be home free now. Should be home free. How? I was outside of the cage. The nice thing is that once we get this all finished, it'll be really easy to just rotate things into place. Then we'll have to do this one more time. Actually, hold on. I definitely could have planned this out a little bit better. Just a little bit. I'm realizing ways that I can select this significantly easier. It would have been far easier to select almost everything in deselect sections than it has been to grab all this. Then move that into place like so. Place that in like so. That in like so. Then before we do anything else, we're going to select that. Move that just there. Oh, I guess I could just... Guys, I'm a little dumb sometimes. Is it just chaos now? I mean, I think that was just what the game was. Nah, I'm good. Don't need to. That was kind of Marvel Rivals in a nutshell at the very beginning, I think. My friend invited me to see the Fantastic Four movie with him today. But I had already been to the movie theater too much this month. Didn't have the money for it, and I'm not gonna lie, the trailer for it has not impressed me so far. I did see that. It's pretty good. I'm not a giant DC guy, so I didn't watch the first couple of minutes because we got there a little late. And, you know, normally when you get there late, it's like, oh, they haven't even started the movie yet. This time it was like, I feel like it started exactly on time because I was a little lost from the beginning. I feel like it was a little difficult to understand the villain's motives in my mind. He seemed a little bit more like a Marvel villain. And I was like, really? That. I still don't really know why you are doing the things you're doing, if that makes sense. But I won't spoil anything. You might enjoy it. Is there an easier way to do this that I'm just blanking on? I never read comics, so I just pretty much watched Earth's Mightiest Heroes and one of the X-Men comics. I don't know which one. So, I mean, I liked the Dark Knight trilogy. That was good. Sorry, my wife texted me. Let me text her back. Alright. We've finally done it. Yeah, I've heard that I've been watching a lot of the pitch meeting videos. They're hilarious. Um and I heard the one for Man of Steel. And that seems to have been the opinion is, hey, we've got Superman, he's the super hopeful character. But then he's depicted in the movie super dark. Almost Nietzschean. That's how I've heard him described. What? The actual heck? Okay, we'll just do this bit by bit then. Sometimes the game really knows how to just destroy my mental state of being. Like, why do that? Just why? Why is the pivot point 8 million years away? The world may never know. Do they touch? No, but we can fix that.